healthcare crisis. So this is called the 5 reasons our healthcare is harming us and not helping us. And I was a bit more dramatic in my marketing, is that how it is killing us. And I truly do feel that given the state of our healthcare, which is more sick care, that it is doing more harm and killing our population, killing our people, than it is actually helping the numbers. And there are definitely some strong common themes that we hear out there in terms of where we feel that it's at fault. And it truly does fall within our system that is broken in terms of helping to give our people the support and the care that they need in order to start living a healthy and prosperous life. So I'm going to just get started here with the mission here at Conscious Strong. The mission here at Conscious Strong is that we are a company that is about activating prevention over cure. And as a community, we must come together to create change in a broken system. We are a powerful movement, both mentally and physically, that will help override the need to rely on pharmaceuticals to keep our health strong. We are a community, we are a movement, we are our own medicine, and we are Conscious Strong. And this is just a strong mission statement that we value here at Conscious Strong, so that we can help become our own medicine, help our people become our own medicine, so that we become our own system that we need. So here are the 5 common areas that you will see popping up as a concern in our healthcare here in the States. And the top 5 that consistently come up over time is that lack of access to quality care. And it is shocking to know that over 30 million Americans lack access to health insurance. That is just, wow, so alarming. And that just leaves all of these people, 30 million people, that are unable to access the care that they need. And when that happens, that creates fear, it creates anger, it creates all of those emotions that just start to fuel. It's like throwing, gasoline on the fire of what is already a very fractured system. Then it's the poor quality. So even with insurance, many Americans are getting subpar care. And this is coming by way of misdiagnosis, mistreatment. And the facilities we are seeing are really lacking. They're just lacking, in my opinion, and I'm going to get to that in the second, real areas of concern, or it's lacking the humanization. It's like you're coming into what I feel very sterile here, this very sterile, hard environment where we need to soften and have a better way of educating and sharing. And I'm going to get to that. Then it's the unnecessary procedures. We're seeing this all of the time, unnecessary procedures and overprescribing. And even though there is talk about those numbers coming down, or that, the awareness of the especially prescribing, is the procedures. You just hear in numbers of people going in for so many procedures that really are unnecessary. And that goes down another total direction of just greed, money, taking advantage of. And that, again, leaves a very sour spot on me in particular. Then it's the high prices. Who would all agree, right? Everyone here can likely agree that our healthcare prices are just insane. So healthcare in the States is so expensive, and just even some of our basic treatments. An example would be, I remember my son, young adult, went to the emergency room because he was in pain. He had a splinter, like a big piece of wood. It cost him almost $1,000 to be in the emergency room for all of 10 minutes to have that removed. And it shocked him, because someone at his age, it was, could break his bank account or then some. And then what we are witnessing more than ever since the pandemic is the wait times. How many of you have heard someone on a weekly basis? I hear it weekly, if not daily. I tried to call the doctor and it's going to take me 4 months to get in. I tried to call urgent care to see if I could come in, and it was a 4-hour wait. What's happened to urgent care? That's become the new facility where people are trying just to desperately get the care that they need. So these are the common areas that you're going to see if you just type in where, is our healthcare falling apart? And this is going to pop up. So what I find that's going to move into the work here at Conscious Strong are the real areas of concern. And I mentioned already just the dehumanization of the whole system. And first and foremost, I feel that we lack education. We are not educating our people, our communities. We're just lacking that clear education. We don't need high level. We don't need to know all of the medical language around what pain we are presenting. We need to know in real language, how can we help educate so that that education then can be then passed on. We don't need to know Grey's Anatomy. We just need to know how can we get the basic care of how we can start to support ourselves. And an example in the work that I teach here at Conscious Strong is how can you learn to self-regulate your system, understanding your nervous system, understanding how the nervous system responds when stimuli is brought in, fight or flight. All of that language is key to helping us understand all of the, other areas of our health and well-being. And we're not taught. We're not taught that in school. We're taught to read and we're taught to do math, but we're not taught about how to live in this vessel. And that leads to a really big one. And so I was, even prior to this masterclass, I was going to do a 3-day little event for the holiday. And I was calling it the best gift ever. And I decided, well, I'm just going to kind of pull in what is really pulling at my heart. And that is, of course, the healthcare system, the sick care, not healthcare, and how it really needs to be strongly addressed. And we'll get to that here shortly. And is that we are spiritually bankrupt, and spirituality is key to living. And we are now misinterpreting what spirituality really is. Most people go, oh, I'm not religious, or oh, I'm atheist, which is fine and dandy. Even if you're atheist, you do have a spiritual side to you. So it is coming into yourself, understanding yourself, being able to accept who you are at the core of this being that you are, that it's a beautiful being. We've lost that. And so we're all walking around like zombies who are just completely spiritually bankrupt. And then there is the mental health crisis, which is a crisis. And I got really bold. I left out the true explicit language that I wanted to put here, but it is really having to go in and work hard at undoing the cluster. And you just put the word of your choice in there, because it is one big cluster and it is a mess and it is only getting worse. And I'm just watching it from my years of being in this space. It's snowballing. It is literally snowballing into even just a major crisis. So what does it take? It takes us getting louder. What does it take? It takes us being, a voice for bringing back the education, bringing back into the self, this beautiful vessel, the being that we all are, that are all unique and individual, so that you can then start to manage and self-regulate your mental health. Huge. Then what feeds these first three would be this nutritional disaster. So I have a very close friend of mine, Kavui, who is so beautiful in his essence with food and relationship with food. And back in his Kenyan homeland, where he learned the essence of farming, and how his philosophy, which I follow, is that food should not be a business. It is not a commodity. Food is what nourishes us and what comes off of this land. But again, going back to lack of education, we are not taught how to feed ourselves. We are taught quick. Everything is quick fix. Let's drive through McDonald's. Let's get something quick, easy. Get the macaroni and cheese. All of these foods that just don't support us. Our nutritional disaster feeds our mental health crisis. All this feeds then how it strips away at our spirituality and our true sense of self. So also one big one is the lack of physical awareness, movement, aka movement. So my perspective here at Conscious Strong is that you cannot heal or cure or get out of any painful situation without movement. Without movement equals suffering. You will always suffer if you are not able to move. That is a fact. So these are where my personal belief is that the lack of education, the spiritual bankrupt society that we live in, the mental health crisis, the nutritional disaster, the lack of physical awareness, all of these are missing in our healthcare. And we need to simplify it so that we can start to live by it. We make things very complicated, and it's the overcomplication that leads to living in fear. We fear being told we have whatever that diagnosis is. Is it really true? Do we really have that? But that fear is going to only, just like the fuel to the fire, is going to actually fuel your body into responding to believe that it's true. That is a fact. So how do we go about making a difference? Well, it really starts all with you as a unique individual, going back into the humanization, going to the humanization of being. Who are you? Who am I? And asking yourself, who am I? So here is the lasting part of this slide. And then I'm going to just switch off camera and then speak to all of you, and gladly will take any questions that you have. Please drop them in the chat. Is that I'm going to read this mantra that my coach, my mentor has gave to me, I don't know, a year or two ago. And it's something that I keep really right here at my desk at all time. And I say this every day. So I thought I would share it with you. I am an extraordinary world-changing human with superpowers that changes lives. And I want you to start putting yourself into this statement, okay? And then I'm going to kind of talk through it again, because to me, this is very powerful, and going back to those 5 areas that we were just talking about. So I'm going to repeat that. I am an extraordinary world-changing human with superpowers that changes lives, okay? I will do my best to honor my truth, live my dream life, and uplift all of those around me. I make powerful decisions, and I surround myself with empowered leaders who define courage, love, and dedication to something much bigger than ourselves, spirituality. I am one of a kind. Yes, you are. We are all unique. There is no other person like you. I matter. That is missing in all of our education, is that you matter. I am worthy. Yes, you are. We are all worthy, and we all deserve quality care and a quality life. The world is better off because of who I am becoming. And that is a fact. The more work you do on yourself, the better off our world will be. This, my friends, is what is missing in our healthcare. And that is what is necessary in order to move from the sick care approach and always focusing on just the cure, but how can we move into preventative care? Prevention is the cure. Prevention is where we need to keep that eye on and our laser focus on, so that we can make a very drastic change in our healthcare crisis. So that is the philosophy here at Conscious Strong, and the whole value system that we carry here at Conscious Strong, so that we can become voices of change, making a difference in how we help our people. So at Conscious Strong, we have ways that you can come in and work with us. And in particular, it's working in these groups, these small groups of women, females who are coming together because we are making changes happen. And that is where the focus has been at Conscious Strong, is working with these powerful female leaders to help be these voices of change, so that we can be, again, those change makers that do exactly this, that make the world a better place because of who we are all becoming. And it starts with creating very powerful voices, very powerful, game-changing voices that are those superpowers that change lives. So that is the work here at Conscious Strong. And I'm going to come off of sharing the screen so that I can come forward and share with you just how grateful, number one, I am to have you here in this space. Number two, I invite you into this movement. And if you would like more information, I would love it if you would just book a call with me now. That's at meetwithlauren.me. And that will send you to my calendar link, and you can schedule this free call. We can brainstorm together, because I love conversations. In the group context of the work we do here at Conscious Strong, it all comes out through the conversations, how each individual needs to start to establish a foundation of health and growth. Without that foundation, it's just like the Three Little Pigs story, that tale of, if you build your house out of sticks and straw, it's going to be blown down at the gust of any wind that comes your way. But if you really build a solid foundation and a home field stacked with those really strong bricks, that those voices and those winds of difficulty will not knock down your foundation. And now we're talking about our health. So how can we start to build the language, and how can we start to better educate how to build your foundation first, and then build on top of this really solid foundation, so that you can be the master of your own health? Our ultimate goal is that we develop the skills and the tools to be our own healthcare system, to be your own health. You can become your own medicine. There's a time and place for critical care. Your overall foundation of healthcare is not that. It all lies within us. When you are able to develop the skills to self-regulate, and I spoke earlier about the nervous system, when you are able to regulate yourself, you are going to naturally send out those and the information necessary for all of your cells to start to work it more efficiently and in a healthy, supportive fashion, just to, again, be very simple and plain with language. And it does start with being able to have that awareness and knowledge of your system, and going into the language of your nervous system and how your body responds, and how, if a situation that comes and that is a trauma, or if it is an alarm, then your body is going to respond into what I think most of us have heard in that fight or flight response system that our nervous system has in us as a protective mechanism. But what happens is that the majority of people, of us out there, don't know how to bring yourself back down to a healthy baseline. So we stay elevated. And then that elevated state of being is going to cause your body harm. It's going to cause your body to start to break down somewhere, whether it comes out in emotional or mental pain, or if it is actually physical pain. And that is all stored in our body, and it's all heavily related to our nervous system and our ability to balance our nervous system. That's just self-regulating. So that is the work that we do here at Conscious Strong. And again, I'm just so grateful to have all of you here. And I am so grateful for all of the responses that I've had in here. And I just want to invite you next month. I'm hosting a free masterclass that is going to be January the 9th through the 13th. It's 5 powerful days that will give you a lot of this information to help educate how you can become your own medicine. That is my mission and my movement and my goal here at Conscious Strong, is to help educate through this movement. Yes, the physical and the emotional movement, but also this movement as a mission to help be voices of change. Because if we don't, we are only harming our generations to come and all of those even future generations. That we all have an extension. Even if you don't have children, it is powerful to be able to be that change so that our future generations can keep this world going, right? Otherwise, we are just seeing it fall apart globally. So I want to leave you with that the invitation to join the free masterclass. There is the ability to upgrade for just $97. You get all of the recordings, you get all of the workbooks and the supportive material, and there is a lot. There is a workbook attached to each day that is powerful, that will help give you the roadmap to how you get started on fast tracking yourself to a healthier life, so that you are your own medicine and you feel empowered and you feel confident in how you are managing your health. And so with that $97, you're also going to get a session with me. So you get a free 20-minute, really powerful breakthrough session so that we can start to help you navigate, because it really, at the end of the day, is about you being able to be the navigator of your health and not coming from somebody else, not even your doctor. This is coming from you. How can you navigate your pathway to living that healthy life that you desire? So January 9th through the 13th, 5 powerful days. I'm going to drop the link here so that you can go ahead and get registered. And I look forward to seeing you there. So in the meantime, book that strategy call with me. That breakthrough session is free. Meet with Lauren.me and we will get you started on your pathway to living your best life. So thank you again, and I will see you in the next masterclass. And again, for now, I just want you to make it a beautiful holiday and just this last week of the new year. This last week of 2022 into the new year, just make it a week of reflection. Reflect on what went right over this past year in 2022. What didn't go right? Where are some areas in your life that you feel could be uncovered? And how can you go back to this daily mantra? It's that you are a powerful human being. You have superpowers. You have the ability to change yourself but also to make an impact in the globe. And that is what we need. We need more voices. We need more humanization in our system so that we can start to find peace and harmony. So for this next week, this last week of 2022, I want you to take time for yourself and write in your journal all of the areas in your life that you want to see open up and expand in 2023, and then bring that to the call with me. So again, for now, make it a beautiful rest of the 2022, and I will see you in the new year. If not before, schedule that call with me. We'll see you next time.